Hi, I want to make a video, hopefully a quick one because I made something on this subject earlier. And the video I want to make is the idea is that we're trapped in our body. We realize this, and there's nothing we can do about being trapped in our body because we came into this world in this body, and it can only exist. We can only exist as ourselves. We can't exist as nothing. We can exist in a different formation. I can be ashes. I can be dead. I can be burnt in a I can be burnt and turn into ashes, but that doesn't that doesn't mean I'm no longer me. I can only be me by existing in a body, or existing as something that it feels or exists. And obviously, if you exist and you're sentient, you have an intelligence. If you know something, you obviously have to feel something, because the feelings and the thing that matters is the feelings, and you have to know something based on the fact that you felt before, based on personal experience. Because without feeling, you're not going to have intelligence. Because it's not real intelligence. It's just a computer spitting words out. It's not a real intelligence based off of necessarily logical conclusions. I guess a computer can, or a calculator can spit out numbers, but it's just a bunch of arithmetic and algorithm pushing out those things. And in a certain way, that's what we're doing. But I'm talking awareness, of self-awareness, intelligence, being aware of your environment, calculating those kinds of things. You need the feelings to recognize the thing that matters most is the feelings. And a computer can say it, but it's not really saying anything beyond the fact that it's a computer just spitting out a bunch of algorithm, like I mentioned before, and it's just spitting out algorithm to make the to say something, spitting out a bunch of numbers to create letters to make the point or say something, even though it's not really saying anything. It's just saying something based off of, say, something that a human built. A human built a computer that allowed the function of that to exist. So it's only saying something based off of that. It's not existing in and of itself. It's something that functions the way it would ordinarily, as an intelligence that would actually exist. So yes, it's sort of like a trapped feeling, a sinking feeling, the sinking feeling, having a trapped feeling in your own body. You're stuck in your body, you're stuck in your own existence, you're stuck in your own point of view. Um, and you can't change that. You're stuck in your body, there's nothing you can do, and you're functioning in it. You get sick, like I mentioned before, you're stuck in your body and there's nothing you can do about it. You're stuck in the circumstances and the organs and whatever function of your body that allows you to get sick, and those things are make you get sick because those are functions and those are things that are being affected in your body based on the sickness that you have or whatever illness or deprivation you're experiencing. You get hungry, you're stuck with getting hungry over and over again. You're stuck with the thought of realizing that that's exactly what you're doing based on your intelligence and neurology, based on your experience. But not only that, the experience that you've you get hungry. And the fact that you get hungry is an experience you're trapped in, doing it over and over again, but realizing that once you have realized it, you're stuck in realizing that over and over again. And there's nothing you can do to change that except to experience that deprivation. And there's nothing much you can do except experience the deprivation over and over again and realize it over and over again. And there's nothing much you can do. So yes, you're kind of just stuck in the redundant process. Over and over again. So yes, I really think that's it. Honestly, you're stuck in your body. You realize exactly what's going on. There's nothing really to bring around full circle to this subject either. You're stuck in your body. And there's nothing you can do. You're functioning as this way. You can't exist as anything else if you're existing, because you're existing. You came into this world this way in this functionality. And if it came into this world as this functionality, well, functioning this way is a sentience. There's nothing you can do but accept the sentience that came with the function of the existence. You're kind of stuck with it. Yeah. Since you came into this way as this function, you're not coming from nothing, experiencing as a disembodied voice going into a body, because it doesn't work that way. It has to, the body and the thoughts and the function and the feeling to allow this, the addiction, whatever it is, it has to come from something that exists. You're not a disembodied voice coming into a body and allowing it to exist. And the feeling, and you can just escape anytime you want, or whatever it may be. There's no disembodied you. It's you. Obviously, we know that there's no spirit that has no feelings, because otherwise you wouldn't be alive, because you have to have an experience based off of feelings that you have. You're not just going to be sitting there monotone. It doesn't exist that way. You can't just be monotone and say things blankly unless you're a computer that's just functioning based off of an algorithm. It doesn't have any real projection. It's just existing as a function. It doesn't have any projection or force feedback mechanism. It's not existing taking in anything. And unless you're that, which is not really a sentience, you just change the definition. It's no longer a sentience, therefore it's just a bunch of algorithms. It's a bunch of algorithms just saying things. It's no longer sentient. Sentient has to have feelings. So that basically that's synonymous with feelings. It needs to have feelings for it to be sentient. It's a force feedback mechanism. Otherwise, there's no force feedback. If there's no feelings, there's no force feedback. Therefore, it's no longer the same thing. Because in and of itself, it has to have a description and a definition that is based on these things that exist, based off of the very own definition. So like describing something with its own definition. It's basically the same thing. You're describing something with its own definition. A vacuum cleaner is a vacuum cleaner. A vacuum cleaner is something that vacuums. Be vague, I guess. Yeah, so I think that's all I need to say in this video. Yeah. So if I have anything else to say on this subject that means anything, I'll mention it in the video if I happen to remember it. So, yeah. Thank you, and until next time, bye.